Thanks, Dave. I just wanted to talk about home. Home, for what it means to me. You saw the slide over there. It is our fifth key message. This is my home. I care. I want to make it better. Home. I left home. I left home after my STPM. Went off to Singapore to study. Prior to that, I would say that I was a real hardcore Malaysian. I was into the sports. I was into the sports scene when the Malaysia Cup was going on. All these different states would come in, and especially when Singapore would come into Selangor to play. You want to back the Singaporean team, then you had a kind of patriotism about it. Not long after I left home in Singapore, you step there, and before too long, really, you see that things work over there, and you begin to think. I mean, probably all of you have gone there, spent some time there, in whatever capacity or reason or however long, and it begins to hit you. It begins to really hit you. Like, what's wrong with my home country? That couldn't seem to get things going. And why is it same gene pool, same color, same face, everything's same, but something's working there and something's not working back over at home. And when you are in your early 20s, 19, 20, whatever, and well, STPM, yeah, I didn't do too well. I couldn't get into the local universities, but NUS gave me a place, go figure. And when you're in your early 20s and you're there, and someone offers you, appreciates what you could contribute to this place, you get seduced. You get seduced real fast. And so I stayed on. Yeah, I stayed on for close to 10 years. And then I went on to the States, continued my studies, and I stayed on there, worked there, and all that. Again, in the US, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Had good friends, good food, started following American football, things like this. I was so sure, somewhere between that period when I was away, I was so sure I was never ever coming back to Malaysia. It seemed like there was no hope. I was away when Ops Lalang happened. I was away when they decided to build Putrajaya, all those things that went on. I was away when Saleh Abbas got kicked out of the judiciary. And every time I read news about this, I would just say, see you later. There was always this kind of cynicism when you look back at a warmer, nicer place towards Malaysia, and you say that, I'm so glad I'm away from all this. In America, there came a time, green card. After your H1B1 or 3 years working, you get the option to apply for a green card. And if you are there, it's kind of easy. You got your sponsor. If your boss likes you, there's a very strong chance you can get your green card. And I had a lawyer over there, and she came up to me and said, hey, why not? Just get your green card. And for some strange reason, I hesitated. I hesitated, and this was some funny thing that was going on in my head back then. I remember it was winter time. I was in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Oregon, that kind of place. It's always raining. And there was one day I specifically remember on a cool winter's evening, sun was coming down, and I started describing the scene in Malay. Senja. You try to use Malay words to describe the scene in front of you, and you know what? It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Senja cannot describe the western scene in front of you. It's cold. Senja is mosquitoes. Senja is the call of azan. The Maghrib. Senja is humidity and the people coming out, for their teh tareks and their mamas and things like that. That was Senja for me. And there was this kind of ripple thing going on, The more I started to describe the scene in front of me, and the more I realized how inappropriate the language that I was accustomed to could not fit that scene. And that was when I was realized. That was when I actually realized there was something deeper than just food lah, or friends lah. That's why I'm homesick lah. There's something really deeper that really gets into your marrow. This thing called home. I called up the lawyer. I told her I'm coming home. I came home. And it was hard. Yeah. Coming home was hard. The suspicions that I had, the difficulties that I would face, are difficulties that are real. You just heard, the last couple of hours, all those things that went on or have been going on, and it is real. But I came home simply because I can't think of a better place to be. I can't think of a better place to spend my life, in a way. Here's the tough part, yeah? Most of you will be thinking like, after listening to all this, what can I do and what can I do and all that. I think in our very own small capacities or whatever capacities that you have, start off with something that you are strong with, an interest that you have. In there, through discussions, through collaborations and things like that, you will find a way to make that change. It is pretty addictive. It is pretty. It builds. Me right now, I'm an architect, right? For me, phase 2 of Saya Anak Bangsa Malaysia would be to try to get this whole idea of stakeholdership in the tamans, in the neighborhoods, in Malaysia. I would volunteer my time, into, say, getting a citizen-driven initiative of people in a certain neighborhood to come up and own their tamans. All these little tamans with little playgrounds and all that. Come in, design, landscape design it. If you want to rukun tetangga, go and build it. Build it yourselves. Don't wait for the councillors. Don't wait for anyone. Come on, do it. And I'd like to initiate that as a pilot scheme. And if it works, then maybe we start to spread it around. You would have your own strengths. And I would suggest that, look deep into you, set aside a few hours a week if it's important enough. If you like giving tuition, if you're a teacher or whatever kind of thing, that's that avenue. If you like art, start an art, kids art program for fun. The idea is to bring people out of all ethnic groups and to let them remember how wonderful it is, really, to come together again and to not be afraid of all these lines, or to get rid of all these lines once more. Some of us are ready for harder action, like people like that, who stand right in front of the FRU. And if you're not ready for it, don't. We're not saying that you must, and that's the only way to go. Be yourself, find your way. Through this e-group that Shah was talking about, that opportunity will be there. And in whatever small ways, whatever small programs, the ripple effect will be immense. I believe in it. And at the end of the day, despite all these hardships and all that, I'm totally happy to be back home. Thanks.